Oh no! It appears I lost it up. Tell me if you see the longest spine. I gotta go find the longest spine. I just got a notification that the Navy is hiring. Interesting notification. Driving backwards and stuff. Oh god. It's time to go. It's time to go. And then it's gonna kick us out. And we're back. Oh. Cold. 36 degrees. Feels cold. It's the way. It's 36. Yo. I highly doubt anyone's gonna be here early in the morning. I knew how to use the back wiper if you can even use it. But I can't. All I can see behind me is just headlights. I can't see anything else. Kind of annoying. Just along these lines. So, flow through this finest nail stop. I decided to bring my sweatshirt instead of my coat today. That might not have been a good idea. It's super cold. I didn't bring my Long John Spaghetti Sweater. About to say, I wonder if school's in session, but here comes the bus. Oh no! Kids are all going to be going to school, working on their grinders. I'll probably be working on my grinders tonight. We'll be working on our grinders tonight. Only LongJohn. Get the CSX switcher with me. Get this thing. The school in session. Thought I saw police lights, so yeah, it's some cops over there working on their graders. Oh God. 34 and then back up to 36. This water has been frozen. School will be in session, but not yet. Oh boy. One more day. One more day. Oh, great. Oh, cesspool Sam's Valentine's Day skeletons have fallen down. I'm gonna have to take a day out of work. I'm distraught. So good. He'll put them back up. I'll go back to bed. That's a lot of traffic. Holy crap. That's crazy. Like one car in the front is going like 10 miles an hour. It's my crazy old math teacher. Wow, jogging in the cold weather. They breathe. My mom hasn't been feeling very well lately. It sucks. But she seems to be feeling a little bit better. That's good. My little cousin's supposed to be sleeping over, so whether that's gonna happen. No. Yeah, a bunch more snow. Bright and sunny days are kind of boring. Even rainy days are kind of boring. There's like nobody behind this fucking mile. I can't even see anybody. Yeah, cold. Heat on, I'm cold. I don't mind being cold when I have a blanket to snuggle up in, but when I'm cold and I can't snuggle up in anything, it's like no. It's time to take a recap, C-Dog! They do it. Yeah, I got Steve Childers might be making his weekly Friday live stream. Oh, I hope so. I like watching train live streams. Oh, I haven't been on it in a while. I never really have time. I'm working. It only takes a second for me to click on it, so see what I can do today. Matthew does one. That Jeep that was behind me just literally took a shortcut and ended up behind me again. Actually, 2 cars with me. This is gonna be real weird because normally I go in 10 to 6 and my supervisor gets in at 30 and leaves at 2:30. My other coworker gets in at 9:30 and leaves at 5:30. And then the other one gets in at 10:30 and leaves at 6:30. And I get in at 10 and leave at 6. Or today I work 8 to 4. I work Fridays 8 to 4. I was gonna let that guy in, but I think he just missed it. Oopsies. Let's see, he's gonna go. Yeah, he missed his exit. That's why instead of fighting for your exit and trying to go fast and fly by everybody, sometimes it's not the smartest idea. And I'll be honest, I've done that too. I think just about everybody has said, oh, I don't want to wait in this and try to drive in the other lanes. And then when they get to the exit, they have to fly in real fast. I have a big train list of things that I want to get and stuff that I've already gotten that I've wanted to get, and I have prices written down on all of them. There's like 200 and something items. Because I have a list I typed up on YouTube, but I'm not going to type this one up. It's going to take a long time. And plus, I'm just going to keep adding to it, I think. But I got prices down, and if we're going to think about, this isn't stuff I want to buy all now or within, like this will be stuff throughout like the next 10 or 20 years. But it'll be like talking probably a couple $1,000. Because well, maybe more like, I don't want to say too much, but probably like maybe 5, 6, or maybe $7,000. If I were to buy all that stuff now, the most expensive thing I think I could find I was looking for BNSF genset, like the CSX one I had, and I could only find one brass one, and it was like $1,400 something dollars. I couldn't find a Union Pacific one. They were all like O scale. Um, there's a lot of stuff I couldn't find on there. Um, right to the red light, put up top. That's smart. Not me. But, oh, is he turning around to go get him? That would be hilarious. Yo, he's just gonna get a sandwich, maybe. Nope, he pulled up next to a truck, and now they both rolled their windows down and just having a conversation. Must know the guy or something. I don't think police get the respect they deserve. They do too good of a job. I don't think they get the respect. The police around here are awesome. They're throwing events all the time. But anyway, I want to get a big boy, but I want to get the 4014 one since I have a friend on the channel called Big Boy 4014 and surprise him. Although if he watches the stream, it's not going to be much of a surprise. But let me see. Oh god, I love ghosts. Oh, the BNSF gens. I mean the Big Boy 4014. Unless that might have been the most expensive thing, but for a while it was the BNSF genset one. That's like that's gotta be. There's no because I don't go on eBay and search it. I just go and literally I go right on Google and search it, and then it'll show like options of shopping of things that like the first thing to pop up. But then other times like I can click on shopping and it'll show like a bunch of different websites that have it. I don't really want to buy the used ones unless the only option I have is used. Because if I buy the used ones, I like seeing videos of them actually working. I know they're legit and actually working. There was a lot of end scale stuff I wanted to get, but Peyton helped me out with a lot of that. So I gotta pick some of the bright cars and locomotives because they were a little bit smashed up in transmission. I mean, they're a little smashed up in shipping. But that's. I think if they were individually wrapped, they would have been better, but it doesn't really matter. Just gives me another project to work. Just gives me another reason to go up to the railroad. I can go up to the railroad, or I can go down to the railroad, or I can stay on the first floor and watch the automated railroad, meaning like on television, something like that. I got a railroad upstairs. I got a railroad downstairs, and thanks to Peyton, I got a bunch more freight cars, some of which I need to fix. Um, I got, I think it's one or two Union Pacific U-boat. They're U-33B. And then I think there was a Burlington Northern one that was like that. Then there's a Jupiter. I think it's a Jupiter. And then there was a DCC. I don't know what it was. And I don't remember the railroad, but it was like a high note one. I think that was it for locomotives. I remember there was a Union Pacific boxcar, brand new in the box. Bright yellow covered hopper. I don't remember the railroad. A Paul Southern boxcar, my favorite types. Rio Grande boxcar, I think. There was a Union Pacific covered hopper. I think a solar something orange tanker. There was a plastics tanker, I think, a red and white one. There were two passenger cars that I don't know the name of. There was a bunch of wheel sets and couplers at the bottom. I gotta sneeze. The sneeze was not part of the box, by the way. I think what else. I should have brought them with me. And yes, now that he's gotten his stuff, now that I've got my stuff, I'm just waiting on the other box of track, but I'm gonna check it again today. And if I don't see it, I'll probably call in because I don't want him to think I'm screwing him. I don't screw people. We already might we misplaced. Oh my goodness, we misplaced the whistle, but we'll find that. I'll probably look for it over the weekend or something. But then I gotta get the steam locomotive, the dummy one. He knows it's the dummy. I already told him. He wanted me to buy it like a year ago, so I bought it. And then there was a motor. We tested it and it runs good. And the whistle. There's a Lego piece that he had shipped by accident that he wants back, so I'm gonna put that in there. And then I think like $50 or something to help out with the shipping because it's a lot to ship the boxes. Something like that. Actually, one of my live streams, it's literally called Paint and Dent Scale. I'm there just kind of washing them off. They had glitter on them. Normally, now I know I probably look like an idiot freaking out over glitter. The only reason why I don't like glitter is because it's really little pieces of glass and it sticks to everything, and I'm terrified of getting in my eye. So it's like one of my biggest pet peeves is glitter. So I just literally washed them off. Geez, that scared me. This lady just walked across the street, and me and this car had to slam our brakes to make sure she didn't get hit. That's why I went silent. Get your key. We're all good in the neighborhood. First, I thought she was going up to the. She looked like she was walking up to the vehicle for a second, the other person's vehicle. So I thought she was asking for directions or something. Trying to think of other stuff. Trying to think of something. My main dream locomotives that I've been wanting to get. I have the Wabash PA. That one I wanted for a long time because I'd seen it a long, long time ago when me and my dad went to Country Train Depot. He had them, two of them, I think, in the front of the glass case, but they weren't there. And I looked for them, and we went there, and we couldn't find it. We went to Palmer, and we couldn't find it. And then one year when we went to the Marlboro Train Show, my dad called me over, and we found it. We did find it we didn't find it at Palmer, but we found it again one other time at Palmer. But I wanted to spend my money on something else. But then the next time we went to Marlboro, the train show, we found it. Excuse me. And I said, you know what? I'm buying it. So I bought it. And I ended up finding another one a few years later. I think it was like a year later, maybe. I don't quite remember. But I found one nonetheless. And then my other dream locomotive that I've been wanting was a Canadian National SD70 Mag. I always wanted a Canadian National one because I love their colors and stuff. And I wanted the SD70 Mag. So I bought it when I had the chance, and it was $60, and it runs really good. It's dying out, but it seems to kind of jump back. The Wabash Heritage Unit, when I saw it on YouTube and stuff, I really wanted it, and I got it for Christmas the same year I got my dad the nickel plate road one. So it was kind of funny when we both opened we were told to open our presents together, those two. So I opened my Wabash and he opened his nickel plate. We both got each other Heritage Units for Christmas, which is just awesome because that's how close of a bond me and my dad and mom have with trains and stuff. I think I don't know if I'd call this a dream locomotive, but I always wanted to have one of the Province of Worcester locomotives we have around here, like the brown and orange paint scheme. I did get one as a surprise. I forget for what occasion it was, but I got the -8, I think, orange and yellow one. I think it's a -8. But then when I got the ACE one last year, I think it was last year in I think it was New Jersey. I got that one last year in New Jersey, so I got that crossed off my list. I always wanted to get a rail box 50-foot high cube, and my parents got one of those for me. So I had bought one, but it was a 60-foot, but I didn't really care because it was just a little longer. And then I bought. Then I found one for me, and bought the 50-foot one. And then let me see what else did I want. I always wanted a big blue CSX boxcar, and I found them. They were so expensive; they were like $50 and $60 on eBay. So I kind of just ignored all of them, even though I really wanted them. But I found one this year at the train show, at the Marlboro one, so I bought that. And it was only like 38.88 or something like that. Um, $38.88, something like that. What else? I want, I definitely want to get the Susquehanna SD70 Mac because me and my dad like Susquehanna because of the colors, and I've also really wanted the SD70 Mac for a while since I knew they had one. And I also want to get one of the Dash 8s because the Dash 8, one of my dad's favorites, broke. So it broke just kind of out of the blue, it broke. So I went on eBay without him knowing and bought one, but I didn't know it was one of the Alco ones. And it was a little bit different. It runs great, but it didn't come with any couplers. But I'm like, oh, look, it's cheap. So I bought it. I saw it runs great and cheap. I didn't really look at the pictures, and there were no couplers on it. But my dad was able to glue a coupler on it, but it's not able to pull too much. And the coupler is really low. Because we want to get the container train back up and running. Because the container train was pulled by the what was that noise? I don't know what that was. The container train used to be pulled by the pink and orange, I think it is. Or tan and orange and white, I think it was. The Providence and Worcester, and the brown and orange Providence and Worcester. I think they're like GP 38s or 40s or something like that. And then they had in the front of those two was the Susquehanna Dash 8, and that used to pull. I'll have to see if I have a video, but that used to pull that train. And then the steam locomotive, one of the long steam locomotives that we have, used to pull the mini coal train. But that one crashed once and broke, but then it crashed real bad in the back and snapped the thing that holds the wheels, snapped one of those. So that's been out of commission for several years now. At least I think. The big long coal train used to be pulled by. It used to be pulled by this Electromotive SD70 Mac, and then behind it was the two CSX-9s. The first one, the first one was a running one, and the second one was a dummy. And those pulled that, but then for some reason they stopped. The CSX ones, gears started grinding, and they weren't running very well together. And then we put that Amtrak one on, the Amtrak Pepsi Can Dash 8, I think it was. And that one locomotive pulls that entire train without a problem. But when we got the UPS train, we didn't know it didn't run because it was missing pieces. You could push it and it would just slide down the track. So my dad has it's the exact same shell as the Dash 8 of the Amtrak. So he put the motor, the chassis underneath that one, the UPS one, and gave me that one. And now that one can pull the entire train by itself. So that's what that one's doing right now. But we want to try to get the original 3 back. And the tanker train used to be pulled by the nickel plate, one of the nickel plate ones, but I don't remember which one it was. I know which one it is, but I don't know what the name of it is. I don't know if it's a GP20, but it's got a longer nose, but it doesn't really run that well. It used to have that one and the Norfolk and Western high nose dummy, I think, on it. It used to be that, I think either a caboose or a tanker, and then the dummy, and then it was a tanker train with a bunch of tankers that are in the oil refinery are actually the ones that were on the track. Not the black ones, the other ones that were the big long ones, like the Virginian one I have. I think they're oil. I don't know. And then one of the Hooker chemical ones was on there, and the caboose was on there. Oh no, that's what it was. I think it was the nickel plate GP20 or whatever it is, and then I think it was the Norfolk and Western. I think it was the 611, the second tender, and then I think it was the Norfolk and Western high nose, and then it was the rest of the train. That's what that one used to be, and all the other ones, the Nickel Play Road PA train that has the passenger cars on the upper terrace. That one used to be down on my track and would go the opposite direction of all the other ones. Whereas all the other ones going into the tunnel where I normally record, that one would come out of the tunnel and go around. But my dad gave me that track when I started getting more involved downstairs. So now I use that track, and he put that train back up on top. And then the Rio Grande steam train and dummy GP 38 or 40 used to pull the train up top in the other room. That would go in between both rooms, but that one stopped working, and the dummy one fell like twice. Well, fell off the track way up there, crashed on the floor. But my dad fixed it, and then it fell again somewhere, and then it broke, and then it got fixed. And then we had to take some cars off the train because it was too long and kept derailing. And my dad took apart the tunnel and was cleaning the track and took some nails out that were on the track to hold it in. And same thing with the other what should I call it? My mom and dad's honeymoon train. I don't remember it, but it's a passenger train. And it goes around, but it stays in the same room. The freight train goes through the wall and comes out through like a plastic encasing that you can see from the other room and goes back in, whereas the passenger train goes through and just kind of circles back around in the same room. But now that the tracks are clean and the trains are smaller, both trains run around without any problems. The two nickel plate road high nose ones that would pull the freight train are still pulling the freight train. I think, and the one that would pull the three covered hoppers in the caboose in the corner to the left, that's still there, but that doesn't really run very well. We don't run that one that much because it gets stuck a lot in the back, and getting when it derails in the tunnel, it gets stuck. It's a pain in the butt to get it back out. I think. I think at one point we had 611 actually pulling the tanker train. Don't remember. I just realized how far up we are. I'm talking this whole time. I didn't even realize how close we were. But anyway, let me think if there's any other like dream ones that I wanted to get. Some dream, like there's stuff that I want to get or wanted to get, but I'm talking about like dream ones that I really wanted to get. I think at the time I wanted to get a nice looking. Because I used to call it until I figured out like the names and stuff. I used to call like the Dash Nines nice looking locomotives because I didn't know what they were called. So I made it easy for myself and just said, "Oh, I want one of those DSX, those nice looking locomotives." So I bought either I bought it or someone else. I think my parents bought it for me. It was at Palmer, I believe. It's where it was purchased. So I bought that. We bought that. Think of what else. I did always want some sort of bullet train set. I did end up getting that. I got that for $40 at one a year or two ago at one of the Marlboro train shows. 2 years ago, I got that. I did want an N-scale passenger set, and my parents got me that one. They surprised me with because I thought it was a book. Excuse me. So I was at school. So my school where I went to right up is literally like 2 minutes down the road from where I work now. So I was at school, and my parents, I had been saving up money for that passenger set. So my parents took the money I was saving and flew all the way up to Palmer and bought the thing because the last time we had gone, we had asked them. They had asked them when I wasn't paying attention to save it for us, so we saved it for us. And then when I was at school, they called my grandparents to pick me up just in case they weren't home in time. Um, and then we went. They gave it to me. I think the next time we went, I think we went again like the next day, and they gave it to me when we got there. So I think our plan was to literally go up the next day to get it, but they bought it for me because they're sneaky like that. This is hilarious. I don't know if there's anything else. Once I stop recording and I'm in work and I look at if I have time to look at the website, the document, then I'll see like 700 things that I wanted to say. Something was on the windshield there, and I put the wipers on to get it off, and it just smeared it across the windshield. I mean, kind of thing. I mean, I wanted a good running steam locomotive. That was one, but I didn't really have a specific company of what I want. I have always been interested in the daylight Southern Pacific daylight train, and especially the PAs they have for those because they're really cool, the bright colors like that. Oh, for a little bit, I had wanted to get a CSX Gray Ghost locomotive of any kind, but I wanted like the GP one of the GPs, and I think the one I got is a 40. Um, I bought that one. I found that one at I found that at a country train depot, so I bought that. And right now, it's not one of my dreams, but I'm trying to get a hold of some BNSF locomotive of some sort. I kind of want to get either. Right now, I've always been trying to find for a while like a GP38, but I never could find like any used train place. I could never find any. Um, I could never find any secondhand BNSF look. Which was really weird. So I really been looking for one of those, but all I can do is find it online. But I'm thinking I'm just going to go for a good one because I'd rather spend more money and know that it's going to work than spend a little less and either it work okay or it not work or it needs parts or something. Because I'm not one that. I mean, I could if I really took the time to, but I don't really like sitting around and trying to trying to find pieces and put together a locomotive. I still have to make that 777. I mean that 1206 locomotive that I said I promised you guys like 3 months ago. I do have the AWVR decals on my list, so if anyone watches this and says, "Yeah, he's never gonna do it," I can literally take it. If I get any comments on this video that say you're never gonna do the train, I can show you proof that I have it on my list because it is. We already have. I'm pretty sure we already have an air gun, which I think we can use to paint it. It's for trains and modeling. I was gonna just like paint it with a paintbrush, but how that's gonna work? I'm gonna shut my camera off, getting off the highway. Actually, I would. Recently, I've been wanting an Alaska SD70 Mac, but when I looked on, I saw three of them on Amazon, One of them was like $85, but it had no description and it didn't say what scale, even though it came up as HO. And the other two were in like 130s or 120s or something like that. So I got really concerned that it was like a scam. So I ended up just going with the Soline SD60 Triclops, that which is interesting because it's a really nice locomotive and it runs great. Jeez, I forgot about this. Forgot about the darn light. Well, not the light, but I forgot when I would come early in the morning like this. It's very, very bright because the sun is just coming up. But the sun is literally right. Yeah, you can see it. It's literally like right in your eyes. Probably doesn't. It probably looks fine on the camera, but I got the visor down, but it's kind of hard to even see. That's why going slow and steady. The best solution. Put this off. That just scared the hell out of me, but that's just the brakes. Oh, almost an accident. That guy decided to floor it through the green light, even though it had changed from green arrow to green light, so the other lane could go. Stuff like that. All right, see ya, folks.